Alright y'all, we back again today with another video. Today we're going to be doing a review and unboxing on a shoe that I had for quite some time now. I know I get these shoes in and I'm kind of, hesitant to, upload them, or I take a couple of days to, upload or review the shoe. It's just, things kind of get in the way, so I have to take my time and make sure that it aligns with my schedule before I, upload a video. Or if you guys get some time, can you please go check out my last upload that I did? I did a review and unboxing on the Air Jordan 10 Steels. That shoe did come out last year. That's one of the ones that I did have to go back and grab. That was on my list for shoes that I need to pick up in 2025. It just so happens that I missed out on the release because, they were a little bit on the limited side. So I finally had the funds to go back and grab it. So I did. That video isn't what I want it to be right now. It's not performing what I want it to be as far as the expectations go. So if you get some time, please go check out that video too. Today's unboxing, can you please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the videos, hit the bell icon so you can get notified when I upload any new content. I gotta say it on every video, have to repeat myself, so please can you make sure you subscribe to the channel. As for today's shoe, this was one that I had on my list for 2026. I was pretty excited about this coming into this year. We first heard about this shoe the middle of last year, or towards the end of last year, that they were going to bring this shoe back. This shoe last released in 2013, I think. So it's been like 13 years since the last retro. A lot of people, were begging, Jordan Brand to, re-retro the shoe, and it finally did. So it does come in your normal face box that they've been giving us throughout 2026. And this is one of the lighter face boxes. Coming to the label reads Air Jordan 4 Retro. Colorway is fire red, white, black, and this is a size 11. Flipping back the lid, we get that white cement speckle paper, some more tissue paper underneath that. You do get an ABC logo inside the box as well, right up there. And I think that's pretty much it. And I already took one shoe out and kind of laced it up how I wanted to wear it, and then one shoe I kept, factory laced.
3 weeks later.
Sorry, y'all, I'm just kind of, taking in the shoe. So that's what I do when I'm get a shoe in. I know I take a couple of days to kind of get a video out and upload it, but I just kind of, taken back by the shoe and just really trying to take everything in and not miss any details. So yeah, coming to the shoe, here you have it. The Air Jordan 4 Toro Bravos 2026. The Air Jordan 4 Toro Bravos. These are scheduled for a May 30th release. They were scheduled to release May 2nd, so earlier in the month, but for some reason they pushed them back to May 30th, which is a week after the Nigel Sylvester Brick After Bricks release. So I do think that these will be like a consolation prize, or kind of like an afterthought. A lot of people that have their money, set aside, they're setting it aside for the Nigel Sylvesters. So I don't think these will perform, as well as the Nigel Sylvesters. So, I don't want to say, kind of predict them and predict the, the outcome of these, whether they sit or they sell out. So I just want to kind of, take it to the release and you just kind of see what happens with them. Because this is a really nice colorway and a really nice shoe. A lot of people was, calling for this shoe to re-release or re-retro, and they finally did. And of course, they didn't get everything right with it, and we'll discuss some of that in the video. But this is one that we've been waiting on, and I'm finally glad that they did decide to re-retro the Shabbat. If you have the 2013 pair, then you know this video probably isn't for you. You're probably not gonna like this shoe. The shoe probably isn't for you. I have seen, compare and contrast videos with the 2013 pair and this release right here, and it's kind of like night and day. That 2013 pair is, the red on it is very vibrant and very, loud and bright. But when it comes to the 2026 version, the red on here is just kind of ashy and very faded. Not a lot of people look at this shoe and, will see it, and it's just not how they remember it from 2013. So a lot of people are probably going to pass up on this shoe. Me personally, I've never owned the 2013 pair. I tried back in the day, but I was unsuccessful. So I was really hoping and waiting for, a re-retro, which I finally got. So, I could care less whether the shoe sits or it sells out, just so long as I have my pair. One thing about the 2026 version though is they got the shape right on it. So it comes with the new mold and the new shape of the Air Jordan 4s. That 2013 pair was kind of like bulky in the toe box, and this pair comes more so down, like slanted to a peak, and kind of like with the SB shape. So it does come with, a new and an updated shape. So yeah, that's one thing that they got right on the shoe. But a lot of people are not going to be able to get past the color of red on the shoe, the shade of red on the shoe. And for some reason, that's just going to turn a lot of people off when it comes to the shoe. I don't have a problem with the shade of red or the color on the shoe. It's just only when you hold it up against a 2013 pair that you'll see the difference. Like it's not going to compare to that pair because they got everything, down to a T on that pair, like on the 2013 pair. And when it comes to this, it's just, they missed, minor details on the shoe. So, I mean, if you never owned the shoe and didn't have it in 2013, then you'll be happy to have this pair because that's as close as you're gonna get to the 2013 pair. But if you have that 2013 pair, then yeah, like I said before, the shoe is not gonna be for you. So these did come at a time where all red shoes were kind of like a trend back then. You had the Red Octobers, the Yeezys, you had some Kobe's that came out that were all red, and a lot of Jordans that released back then. I think you had the Raging Bull 5s back then as well. Like, all red shoes were kind of like a trend back then, and they were popular and in high demand. But now moving forward in 2026, a lot of people don't tend to buy a lot of all red sneakers, especially not more than one pair. You can, if you just have one in your collection, then that should be enough. But yeah, you don't need every silhouette with the all red colorway. But yeah, these did come on the heels of the Raging Bull 5s. Those did re-release in 2021. At that time, I don't remember seeing any Raging Bulls sitting, so I want to say that they were successful with that release, and a lot of people were happy to have those back. I don't remember the last time the Raging Bull 5s released, but I know they did first originally release in a pack, and it was like another colorway that came with the Raging Bull 5s. But a lot of people were just waiting on the Raging Bulls to come back, by themselves and not have to pay, that high dollar to get the pack, to only get one shoe out of the pack. But those did re-release, and a lot of people were happy and pleased with that release, and they were waiting on, the Toro Bravos, which was the next all-red sneaker that needed to be re-retroed. Like I said before, they did make us wait, 13 years So quite a long time before they decided to re-retro these, but I'm happy to have them back in the collection in 2026. Sorry, this video goes on for too long. There are a lot of details with this shoe, and I don't want to miss out on anything or have to re-edit the video or reshoot the video. So please bear with me, and we'll get through it. So I'll go into like a quick breakdown of the shoe. Coming down here to the bottom, you get an all white midsole down here at the bottom, a little bit of the black up here. Moving on up to the upper, you do get an all red. I want to say that's a nubuck up here. I'm not really sure how it compares because again, I didn't have the 2013 version to do a compare and contrast version or video on the shoe. So I'm not really sure how the material on the upper compares to the 2013 pair. Moving on up here, you do get that black behind the netting and then the all red netting up here. So that's not gonna yellow. I know sometimes, with the white caging or the white netting, it does tend to yellow over time, but you're not gonna have that issue with the netting being red. Moving on up here to the eye stage of the waffles, you do get a gray right here, and then another gray up here, gray waffles up here. Coming back to the back, you do get that white Jumpman back there on the heel badge. No Nike Air. To be honest, if they had put a Nike Air on this shoe, I don't know if I would like the look of that. I mean, again, it's not how we remember it in 2013. These didn't originally come with Nike Air on the back, so putting it back there on the 2026 version would just look weird and throw the shoe off completely. Coming to the other side, pretty much the same thing. Clear air unit down there at the bottom. White midsole, a little bit of black up here. All red nubuck on the upper up here. You do get your red netting, and then your waffles up here. Coming up here, you do get black laces. I did want to, kind of swap these out with red laces. I'm curious to see how they will look with red laces, but I don't think I have any all red laces or all red spare laces to throw in these, so I'm just gonna leave the black laces in. Coming up here to the tongue, you do get that flight patch, that gray flight patch, and the white Jumpman on the tongue. Going to the inside of the shoe, you do get a gray sock liner, a black Jumpman inside there, and an all red insole. And it does come with tissue paper. This is the one that I already took out of the box, and I kind of laced it up the way I wanted to wear it. And this is the left shoe. So the right shoe coming out of the box will come with that little all red label right there, and I'll take that off and read that. It says, "Note, color variation in nubuck leather is natural and a sign of quality leather. Each pair is unique." And it does come attached to the shoe, kind of like if you were to get a hang tag, which they kind of should have gave us a hang tag with this shoe. I think that would have been pretty cool and a nice touch. I'm not really sure how much retail is on these because I did pay for these via GOAT to get them early, but I want to say retail is maybe $220, but yeah, I'll have to check and see. But yeah, I just wanted to get my pair. These didn't turn out as expected. I think we all had different ideas or different versions in our head of what we wanted the shoe to be when we first heard it was going to be re-released. And when I first heard it out, I thought that they were going to take their time and try to get everything right, try to get it as close to the 2013 pair as possible. But seeing these in hand, and seeing images of the 2013 pair, they don't compare. It's still, in my eyes, worthy of a pickup, which is why I had to go and get my pair early. And these are one that I'm pretty excited about wearing. Like, Normally when I get a shoe in, I typically wait a couple of months to, wear the shoe, but, I'm pretty excited about these, and, I'm looking forward to, wearing these right away, because I got a couple of fit ideas in mind when it comes to these. But yeah, I really think Nike and Jordan Brand, they really dropped the ball when it comes to the color on the shoe. I know you can't get everything right, can't get everything spot on, but the color on the Toro Bravos was the one thing that made the Toros the Toros. It was a very loud and bright shoe. So, and this is just kind of like when you see it, outside in the light, it's still very, you know, bright and vibrant, but it just doesn't compare to the 2013 pair. Be on the lookout for me putting some reels together for this shoe and some of the previous pickups that I had. I will get those up and upload it as soon as possible, and make sure as soon as I upload them, you like, share the content. And like I always tell you guys, all work is easy work when you're doing what you love to do. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all next time.